Hi readers. Whoa, my phone's moving a little bit on me. I'm gonna try to fit in our whole story today before my phone tells me that I have no more storage, so I'll get right to it. It's called This Way, Charlie, and it says it's inspired by a real animal friendship. So we'll dive right into this book and have a cozy reading time together. I wore my coziest shirt. Jack watched the new animals scamper, hop, flap, and trot their way onto the open bud ranch. Some would stay a short while, and others longer. A few might make the ranch their home, like Jack had when he needed a safe and caring place to live. Open Bud Ranch had space for all kinds, and all kinds of space to heal, rest, and grow. Everyone can see that Jack liked keeping his space to himself. Do you think this is Jack? I think so. Everyone except Charlie. When Charlie arrived, he didn't see Jack at all. "Hey!" bleated Jack. "Pardon me," said Charlie. Jack could tell from how Charlie swerved this way, but not that way, that Charlie could only see out of one of his eyes. Antonia explained that once in a while, for different reasons, blindness happens. She couldn't mend Charlie's sight, like she had the eagle's broken wing, and release him to the wild, like the possums once they'd grown. But she could give Charlie time to see his own new way. Antonia said everyone deserves plenty of food, love, and patience. By now, Jack knew this ranch gave plenty of fresh hay, groomed with soft brushes, and always trimmed hooves slowly. But he still didn't want anything to get too close, be too quick, or be too loud. So Jack stepped back and he watched out for Charlie, a little bit of a grumpy face. Charlie whinnied to everyone in a cheerful way, swishing his tail and snorting. He stopped to sniff the honeysuckles the same way Jack liked to. He chewed thoughtfully and followed the sunlit patches as if he wanted to get to know the whole place. But Charlie couldn't go very far on his own. Sometimes he bumped in an oops way, not a pushing way. A lot of times he stood still in a lost way. Jack noticed Charlie's eye had a soft glow like the moon, which often guided Jack when he felt lost in the dark. He wondered what Charlie used for a moon. Some mornings, Charlie pawed at a dry patch of dirt. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Hungry, thought Jack, or scared, maybe lonely. One day, Jack took an extra deep breath of honeysuckles, in for sweet, out for brave. "This way, Charlie," he said, and showed him the way to his favorite field. They grazed and bathed in the sunlight. I guess their relationship is changing a little bit. The next day, Jack did it again. "This way, Charlie." Jack walked a little ahead and on Charlie's seeing side. He slowed where the trail got steep, stomped when they reached fresh water, and when it got too hot, he called Charlie towards the shade. "Hey," Jack called. "Hay is for horses," Charlie called back. "Hay is for horses." Soon, the next day became every day. Walk, graze, sunbathe, return. Sometimes a quiet like warm milk filled the space between them. Other times, Jack asked Charlie questions about swinging a long tail, about galloping, about being so tall, about going blind, about bugs, plants, clouds, about the ranch, the world, and sometimes about dreams. "The way I see it," Charlie would answer, and Jack would listen. On cold, wet mornings, instead of going to their place, Jack guided Charlie to the barn. Charlie would step in, but Jack always stayed out. He wanted to go where it looked peaceful and dry, but his body remembered a different barn from a long time ago that wasn't calm or kind. Charlie couldn't make the rain or the past disappear, but he could show Jack how kindness moves Kindness moves, sounds, and waits for skies to clear and new memories to take shape. Charlie could give Jack an inside, outside. Here he's inside in the safe place of his legs and his hooves. Boom, crack. Don't you get scared of things you can't see? Jack asked Charlie. All the time, Charlie told Jack. But the way I see it, that's what a friend like you is for. Friend. Jack chewed the word over like a mouthful of sweet grass. As the days went on, Charlie began walking more and more slowly. Then one day he stopped. He couldn't see out of either eye now. So Jack moved closer to the center of the path. This way, Charlie? Yes, this way, Jack. They kept walking, one hoof in front of the other, until it felt like Jack's steps were Charlie's and Charlie's steps were Jack's. Once, when the other goats went galloping by, Charlie said, "We could play with them today." Jack trembled. "Or maybe the fawns," Charlie asked. "Or the new raccoons?" "I can't." Making new friends gave Jack bumpy feelings. "Let's just say hello, the way I see it. Don't you see?" "No, you don't see. You can't see." Charlie was surprised. So was Jack. He hadn't meant to snap so close, so quick, so loud. A new kind of quiet filled the space between them. It felt like a swallow of dry, rotten grass rumbling around in their insides. Maybe that's when they didn't know why they didn't notice that the sky was rumbling too. Boom, crack! Rain came pouring down so fast and thick that Jack couldn't see Charlie. Wind howled so loud that Charlie couldn't hear Jack. Trees bent, fell, tangled, and trapped Charlie. Jack tried this way and that, but there was no way in and no way out. So Jack ran. Jack ran and ran for Charlie. He bleated to all the animals for Charlie. Jack banged on doors and found Antonia and urged everyone to follow him closely. This way, Charlie! The mud was thick and the branches were strong, but the whole ranch working together was stronger. Finally, Charlie was free. Jack led the way inside. "This way, friends." Everybody huddled together. Jack whispered, "I'm sorry." And Charlie whispered, "Thank you." The barn filled with all kinds of snores and dreams and a quiet that neither Charlie nor Jack could see, but they both could feel was splendid and warm, like the sun that rose the next morning. They walked that day and the next day and every day for the rest of their lives, one hoof in front of the other. "This way, Charlie." "This way." The end. There's a note in the back here about a real Charlie the horse and a real Jack the goat. And they used to live in a state called Oklahoma. And they were really good friends, leading each other and learning from each other. That was a long story, and my phone did not run out of storage yet, so win-win. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you are cuddling up and listening to this story. Maybe you'll go and listen to some of my other stories. And if you have a story you want me to read, let me know, because I'd be happy to take a request. Okay, my reading friends, I will read to you again soon. Sending you lots of love. Take care.